97 million. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. We are talking about the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. In literally just 18 months, this technology went from having maybe 100,000 monthly downloads to a massive 97 million. It's wild. It has quietly become the standard way that your favorite AI tools actually connect to everything. Your files, your databases, your external systems, and yet most people using it every single day still can't clearly explain what it actually is or how it works under the hood.
So you gotta ask yourself, why did this standard just absolutely explode? How on earth did this go from some niche developer concept to the industry standard so incredibly fast? Well, let's figure it out.
Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unpack the Model Context Protocol together. We'll look at how it works, how it fits into modern AI architectures, and how you can actually build a connector yourself in about 15 minutes. Just clear, structured understanding. Section 1, the AI integration nightmare. Scaling connectivity. Now, MCP really only makes sense once you feel the sheer pain it was designed to solve. Imagine you're building an AI app right now. Your model needs to talk to your company's database, your CRM, your local files, and, say, Slack. Historically, every single one of those required a custom hard-coded integration. Scale that up across the industry, and it's a completely unscalable nightmare. I like to call this the drawer of proprietary chargers. You know the one, the junk drawer we all have hidden in our kitchens, full of tangled digital camera cables from 2008, or none of them match? Building AI integrations looks exactly like that. Thousands of custom, completely non-interchangeable connections.
Section 2, MCP, the Universal Standard, the USB-C for AI.
Thankfully, MCP acts as the USB-C for AI. It gives us one common, open standard language for connecting models to external tools. You build your connector once, and any compatible app can use it with zero rewrites. And looking at its timeline, we can see exactly when this clicked for everyone. Anthropic originally released MCP in November 2024, but the real game changer happened in December 2025, when they donated it to the vendor-neutral Linux Foundation. By early 2026, the entire industry looked around and agreed to standardize on this one community-governed plug shape. And that is exactly when those download numbers absolutely skyrocketed.
Section 3, Inside an AI Agent, the Architecture Breakdown.
Let's peel back the layers and see how this actually works under the hood. There are three main pieces. First up is the host. The host is simply the AI application itself. Think of tools you probably use every day, like Claude Desktop, Cursor, VS Code, or ChatGPT. If we're using a physical analogy here, the host is your smartphone. It's just the main device you're interacting with.
Next, we have the client. The client lives directly inside the host. It speaks the protocol and manages the connection. Back to our smartphone analogy, the client is the physical USB-C port right at the bottom of your phone. It handles all the complex handshake protocols and data transfers without you, the user, ever needing to see it. And finally, there's the server. Now, don't let the word server intimidate you. It's just a small program that exposes external tools, data sources, or databases in the standard MCP format. This is the accessory you plug into the port, like a pair of headphones or an external drive. And the cool part? An MCP server doesn't have to be some massive, heavy piece of infrastructure. It can literally be just 100 lines of Python code running locally right on your laptop.
And this brilliantly illustrates what's going on. Think of plugging in this accessory like onboarding a smart new employee. An MCP server provides three core things. You give them software access so they can take actions. Those are the tools. You give them the company wiki or files so they can read what they need to know. Those are the resources. And you give them standard operating procedures for common workflows. Those are the prompts. When the client connects, it dynamically asks the server what it has, and the whole shebang is discovered right there at runtime.
So, where does this sit in an actual AI agent? Well, the AI model is the brain, right? It's doing the reasoning. The harness around it, which manages memory and state, is the employee's workstation. But MCP? MCP is the company badge. It acts as the standardized access layer that lets the AI securely enter every single external system it's permitted to touch, grab real-world data, and bring it back to the model's context. For developers, this is huge. You are no longer hard-coding fetching logic. You're just handing the AI a standardized badge and letting it go to work.
Section 4. Clearing up the confusion. The myth-busting speed round.
There are a lot of misunderstandings out there, so let's clear them up fast. First up, function calling versus MCP. A lot of folks think these are competitors. Absolutely not. They are complementary layers. Function calling is a capability of the AI model itself. It's the act of deciding to dial a phone and figuring out what to say. MCP, on the other hand, is the underlying telephone network that actually connects the call and carries the signal. Basically, you need function calling to dial, and you need MCP to carry the request to the tool.
Next up, proprietary plugins. Back in 2023, plugins were everywhere, but you had to build them from scratch for every single platform. That whole era ended because MCP is the universal cable. You build your server once, and it works on all platforms. The underlying APIs are still there doing the actual work, for sure, but MCP provides a unified way for any AI model to discover and talk to them.
Section 5. The uncomfortable truth about security. The parking lot USB.
Okay, as amazing as MCP is, we need to have a serious talk about the part almost no tutorial covers. Installing a random MCP server you found online is literally like plugging a USB-C stick that you found at a parking lot right into your laptop. So the crucial point is that MCP servers have a direct line to your AI's context, and often right into your real accounts and data. Back in early 2026, we saw real-world incidents, dozens of CVEs, and these sneaky tool poisoning attacks, where malicious instructions were hidden inside tool descriptions. This isn't theoretical at all.
And to put that into perspective, the reality is honestly kind of shocking. Out of thousands of publicly available servers, independent consensus shows only about 13% meet high-trust thresholds for documentation, maintenance, and reliability. That leaves a massive 87% as completely untrusted or unverified servers. If you just plug these in blindly, you are opening up your systems to severe risks.
So here's the practitioner's safety checklist to protect your systems. First, prefer official servers from verified publishers. And always read the code. It's usually small enough to review anyway. Second, enforce least privilege. If a server only needs to read data, just give it read-only credentials. Third, keep a human in the loop for sensitive or irreversible actions, like writing data or sending emails. And finally, if you're operating in production, put your server behind an internal registry or a central gateway. Remember, security and scale are not opposites. These guardrails are exactly what allow you to scale safely.
Section 6. Building your first server, the 15-minute challenge.
Finding servers is super easy through the official registry or GitHub, but building one yourself is empowering and surprisingly fast. Here's how you do it locally, step by step. Step 1, you just write a normal, everyday Python function with type hints. Step 2, you add a simple decorator using the fast MCP SDK, which automatically turns it into a fully described MCP tool. Step 3, you test it manually using the local MCP inspector web interface before an AI model even touches it. And step 4, you just add it to your AI config file over local standard input/output, or STDIO. My advice, start local with a basic file system server to build your intuition, and then you can graduate to remote servers over HTTP and OAuth.
I really want to leave you with this final, absolutely crucial thought. MCP is not the intelligence part. It is the plumbing part. But right now, the teams winning with AI are the ones who plumb. An AI agent is really only as useful as the real-world systems it can actually touch. By mastering this standard, you're giving your AI the keys to interact with the real world safely and effectively. So the only question left for you is, what real-world system are you going to connect to first?